The biggest problem of beginners, and not only beginners, thumbnails designers, is clients. How do you find these clients? And in this video I will tell you about 7 ways to find clients for a designer in 2024. This video will also be useful for web designers, those who do video editing, and in general all freelancers. In any case, you will learn something useful for yourself and finally be able to find your first clients. I will start with the simplest but very effective way, with the help of which I found my first clients and which I still use. It is a timeless classic, and this method will always work. It's a mailing list. Yeah, that's right, a simple mailing list. You look for a channel with a bad design and send an email to the owner of that channel. If he doesn't have an email address, then email him on Instagram or whatever social network he left under the video or in the channel description. But there are many nuances in this seemingly simple method, and if you send a too long letter with a lot of unnecessary information without examples of your work, boasting 10 years of experience in Photoshop, you are likely to be simply ignored. Bloggers get the same emails as yours every day that don't stand out in any way. Why should they choose you? That's why you need to build your portfolio. Take 10 to 20 of your best works and put them all in one picture. This will be your portfolio. It's already better than 10 years of experience with graphics. It's all that matters, not how many years you've been doing it and you don't have examples of your work. Here is an example of an email you can send to a potential client. Hey, my name's Bob and I design thumbnails. I noticed your channel and decided to offer you my design services. I can help you increase the CTR of your videos and get more views. I would be happy to collaborate with you. Here are examples of my work. This letter isn't perfect and you don't have to write exactly like this. It's just an example that you need to tweak to suit you. But it's better than writing a ton of unnecessary information. It's short and to the point, but few people know that this method can be improved, and then you're more likely to get a response. I'm talking about warm mailings. What does that mean? You also look for a suitable channel with a bad design, take one of its videos and redesign the thumbnail on it, and email the channel owner that you redesigned his thumbnail, and if he likes it, he can contact you next time. Warm emails are more effective compared to cold emails, but it's not without nuances. In my experience, warm mailing are better for large channels or for channels with a big budget, because a small channel can be interested in cold mailing, but the owner of this channel may not be satisfied with the price. Not everyone wants to invest money in the channel, especially at the initial stage when this channel brings little money, and making a warm mailing for small channels, you're likely to waste your time. These are just my observations. It may be different for you, but that's just the way it is for me. Warm mailings work better with larger channels. I have told you enough about the first method, which I have not told you everything about either. I just don't have enough time to tell you everything. So let's move on to the second method. The second way to find clients is through various freelancing exchanges: Upwork, Dribbble, Fiverr, and many other platforms. Personally, I don't use this method, I don't like it, but it is also a very good way. If you approach it correctly, to study what and how it works on each platform, properly design a profile, perhaps invest a little money in it, this method can show itself well. I opened the first profile on Fiverr and this guy has 7,000 reviews. It's really cool. And one client who left one review can order 10, 20 and 100 works, and this girl has 3,000 reviews. I think comments are unnecessary. But if everything is so great, why I don't like this method? Well, first of all, it's the commission of the exchange itself. On Fiverr it is as much as 20% and I don't like it. I have nothing against the commission. The exchange gives you clients and takes a percentage for it. It's normal. It's absolutely normal. But I'm not satisfied with this arrangement. I generally like to move on my own, look for channels, pump up the media so that clients find me not on the exchange, but for example on YouTube after watching my videos or seeing my post on Instagram. As I said before, if you approach the business with your head, if you set everything up correctly, you will have clients. But I won't deny the huge competition. It's still the most popular way to find clients. Everyone uses it, and where there is everyone, there is less money, and it's like that absolutely everywhere. But in any case, this method deserves attention. The third way is a bit like the previous one. It is a design studio. It's simple. You find a studio or a designer who recruit his team, send a resume and maybe you will be hired. You will receive orders and will be paid either a percentage of them or a fixed fee per month or per week. It's like working for hire. If you do not want to bother over a personal brand to look for customers and you don't need a few hours a day, this method is perfect for you. But I don't use this method because, again, I won't get paid the full amount for my work, and I don't like to work for hire. I've been working a regular job and I don't want that anymore. I want to create something on my own, and that's what I've always wanted. But everyone is different, and if you are happy with this way of doing this, why not? It's a good way to make money and gain experience. Method number 4. Tell your friends, acquaintances or colleagues that you're creating thumbnails for YouTube videos, or if you are editing videos, tell them about it. Do it in person, make a story on Instagram and tell them that you start doing it, and maybe it will be useful to someone. If not friends, then friends of friends. Someone will see your story that you are a designer and send it to his friend who, for example, shoot videos on YouTube or wants to create his own online store and he needs a landing or a logo, for example. Once I was approached by an acquaintance of mine for a design for clothes because he knew that I'm a designer, and he turned to me, not to freelance exchanges or to someone else. So don't ignore this method. It will definitely work sooner or later. The fifth way is a bit similar to the fourth way. These are related niches. Perhaps you know someone who is a web designer or 3D artist and they have clients that they are willing to share with you for a percentage of the transactions, such as 5 to 10% or even free. Let's say my friend makes 3D objects for some game development studio and they decide to launch their YouTube channel, and now your friend says that he has a good specialist in thumbnails who will gladly help them with the YouTube channel, and now you already have a client with whom you will immediately have a close relationship because you have some common acquaintance. And so absolutely with any niche. If you don't have such acquaintances, you can find some chat rooms where you can meet different specialists. Again, ask your clients, offer them a percentage of the deal. I think you get the point. Method number 6 is media. Develop your Instagram, publish in there posts with your work, show the workflow in the stories, post your work on Behance, in TikTok, in X, create a YouTube channel where you will talk about your experience in this or that field, teach other people in your videos, and when your social networks grow, clients won't wait long. Growing media grows the number of clients and consequently your income. When you're a popular designer, you raise your price. A good specialist with a large audience, the work cannot be cheap. This is the best way out of all of the above. You do not spend time on find clients, you spend this time to create a video, and then clients will find you and they will immediately have confidence in you. It's better to order a design from a cool specialist than everyone knows about than from a seemingly cool specialist too, but he's not known to anyone. It's some guy who emailed me, oh, this guy got 100,000 on YouTube, I think he knows what to do. And the 7th way to find clients, I think it's just as great as developing your personal brand. It's word of mouth. You made a good thumbnail for your client and he liked what you did for him so much that he recommended you to his fellow YouTubers, or his colleagues themselves asked him who he orders thumbnails from, and he told them about you, and they told other bloggers and so on ad infinitum. It's basically the same media but among bloggers. I also often get new clients because I was recommended to them by a client. Or for example, I had this situation. I did the first thumbnail for a client and he posted a story on Instagram that this guy did this work for me, and another client came to me because of it. I didn't ask him to do it. I didn't pay him. He decided to do it himself. These 7 ways are more than enough to find your first clients. This is the basis of finding clients in any field. It is impossible to remain without clients. The main thing is not to be lazy and just do. Analyze mistakes, improve your skills, and do again. If your work is of high quality, you will definitely find your clients and make money. Everything depends only on you. If you are not getting design orders, try to improve the level of your work. If you have a good level, try to change your approach to finding clients. For example, try some new way or improve the old one. Do it, make mistakes, do it again, and you will succeed.